Welcome to a patch note overview, first look impression. There was an update on March the 7th that came out to PC exclusively. It's now on all platforms. I'm currently on PS5. I'm going to have a link down below in the description box to the official patch notes so that you can recap on those on your own. The main thing I want to highlight is the fact that the ground textures, after playing for about 20 minutes, I haven't seen a single low-res texture. It looks like they fixed it, and I'm currently on the Arizona map. So that is great, and I'm going to show that off for only about a minute because I want to get into a few other things that are negative and not so great. So if you're not using the money truck mod that makes you as rich as Elon Musk, which I've already made a video on, and no, I'm not going to link it down below in the description box so you can go and check it out. I'm just going to show it to you at the end of this video, how to get the money. And the reason you may want to do that is because if you have mods, as in trucks and such, and you've upgraded them and you've spent your hard-earned money on them, well, they're gone. There's been 2 updates now since I've had this game in early access, and every time there's an update, the mods are just gone. I've had it happen to me twice now, so you got to re-download them, you got to re-upgrade your truck, and you might think, big deal. Well, it is a big deal if you've spent the money and now you have no money, right? So what I've done, and I have no shame, I've made myself rich so that money is trivial in this game. It's got no bearing. I still have to do the missions, but I've definitely taken out one of the grinding aspects of the game, and I can live with myself and sleep comfortably at night. So again, just showing off a little bit of the game here. I am having a difficult time trying to figure out where to go. This is definitely very hard in that I just don't know where I'm going. But that's not even the point of the video. So it doesn't really matter whether or not I know what I'm doing. So that's that. The other thing that hasn't been fixed, which is, a minor thing. It all adds up if there's a bunch of these little things, is when you look at your map, unlike in SnowRunner, and yes, I'm going to talk about SnowRunner. Even though they're 2 different kinds of games, I don't care. Where's the time? I don't know. It's nighttime. Can you tell looking at your map that it's nighttime? Because you could in SnowRunner. Helps if I change the time. There we go. It's nighttime. You could tell here that it's nighttime. But you can't tell here. From both the visual aspect of it looks like daytime on the map, and there's no time. I don't know, like I said, how that got through. Those things I make a big deal out of. It's the same thing with those low-res textures. Originally, I was like, you know what? I don't recommend this game. It's like, how the hell did you not notice that? Did nobody play the game on the console? Or even on the PC? Did nobody play the game? The textures, you couldn't get clear textures for like a 10-second playthrough. How did they not notice that? Or they did and they just didn't want to tell us. So those are the things that, quite frankly, do piss me off. I get, it's day 1, great, but your ground is looking like a Nintendo 64 game. That's not normal. Here we can see that has been astronomically improved because, well, the issue's completely gone. At least after now going on almost a half hour of gameplay. There's going to be the odd pop in here and there for bushes and trees, but that's to be expected. Which is why, for me, I always talk about people with their 4K. I'm like, fuck 4K. Keep it at 1080p. Get that rock-solid 60 FPS. Work on graphical fidelity in terms of increasing draw distances and stuff like that. To me, that is more important. It's like, oh, look, it's 4K, bro, it's 4K. Look at that tree 20 feet in front of me. It just grew out of nowhere. That must have been some super seeds. The miracle grow. But it's 4K, bro. It's 4K. I don't give a shit about that. Look at Red Dead Redemption 2 at 1080p. Tell me that's not a visual spectacle. Peering your eyes into that game. It's 1080p. I mean, I'm sure you can play the game at 4K. I don't do 4K. 1080p, 60 FPS, ultra wide, with the HDR, all that stuff. And HDR is nice because it doesn't even impact performance because it has to be built into the game, and then your screen has to have it. But to me, HDR makes a way bigger difference than 4K. I can promise you 1080p, ultra wide HDR with really, really exaggerated draw distances. You do that, nobody's going to be bitching about 4K. I know I keep going on about that, like I'm some anti-4K. It's just I feel like the priority should have been placed elsewhere. Now that I've finished rambling about 4K, and I've shown you the gameplay, again, that is the biggest thing for you to see firsthand, that textures don't flicker. Now what we're going to do is, yes, we're going to return to the main menu. Abso-freaking-lutely. I was like, did my game save? It did save. I'm just going to show you the mod really quick that I'm talking about. And you can delete the mod after, so you don't have to have all these trucks in your garage. You might be thinking to yourself, what? What truck? What's he talking about? Let me explain. It'll change the page. There's only a couple of pages. It's really not going to take you that long. It's called the GGMS Money Trucks. And it's really simple. There's 6 trucks, a 10K, a 100K, a million truck. And then there's the negative of it, because you can remove some money, if you will, with selling the trucks. If you add 4 trucks of $1 million, you're right. You're going to go up $4 million. And then what's going to happen is if you want to get rid of those trucks and you sell them, you're now minus the $4 million that you added. But if you just straight up unsubscribe from the mod and you're like, adios, muchachos, the trucks are gone, but you still keep the dinero. You still get to keep the money. Okay? And to me, that's incredibly, incredibly important. So do take a look at that mod, even if you only want to add yourself a little $10,000 or $20,000, and you want to make up for the money that you lost potentially to some of the mods. Like I said, or in my case, all the mods were no longer installed. So I was forced to unsubscribe and then reinstall. And you'll know because, like, for example here, when you look at these 2 trucks, you'll see 2 things. At the bottom right, there's a white arrow on a triangular gray background. That just means that you've subscribed, aka downloaded the mod. The white check mark at the top right means that you've activated it. Because if you look, my camera's reversed, yeah, this way, and you look at the X prompt on my controller, it says disable. Well, that's because I can disable it. See? Now I'm going to enable it. Now there's the little check mark. Okay? So make sure that you not only subscribe, aka download the mod, but you also activate it. And what you're going to see is a red exclamation mark, likely on all of your mods when there's a new update, which again takes only but a few moments to reinstall the mods that you had on your vehicles, but it's the money that you've lost, especially if you're not using a money cheat mod or whatever you want to call it. So that's where it can become a big, big deal. And no, this won't affect trophies. If anything, I've unlocked trophies now because of how much money I have. So it definitely doesn't block the trophies. Because I know there's some purists out there, and I respect that. They don't want to mess around with mods and money. They want to earn all their money. So then, like I said, whatever money you feel that you've lost, just add yourself a couple of trucks, 10K trucks, like $20,000, and then repurchase the mods for the vehicles that you lost. And I'm sure that's really not a big deal. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover. And I'm just going to kind of, well, blah. Helps if I could speak properly. I'm just going to go back into the game for a moment, do a little bit more gameplay. I'm not too sure what was, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this one was just, visit the area. Then we've got to go to that one. Then we've got to go to this one here. Maybe I'll do that. Whoops. Just because, why not? So you get to see in this video too, if you haven't purchased the game and you're like, oh, I wonder if I should buy it. Well, now you know that from a technical standpoint, from the textures that I kept going on about, it's quite sound. Sometimes I feel like you'll have big tires on a truck. You got a big truck, you hit like a small rock, what appears to be a small rock. Sometimes the truck will feel like it's bouncing a little bit more than it really should be, and it's debatable as to whether or not that is realistic. Just a thing to keep in mind. I do find the truck sometimes a little bit bouncy. Again, whether or not it... See, like that rock just went... Wow. That just went somewhere. I think it's pretty good, honestly. This has made a big difference for me with this update. Plus, there's like a couple of hundred of extra little fixes and bugs and whatnot that they don't disclose. Just because there's so many of them, the patch notes would be as long as Baldur's Gate 3. Nobody wants to read those patch notes. I used to do it. Sometimes it would take me 30, 40 minutes to narrate the patch notes, and I talk really fast. So it'd probably take you 2 hours to read them, okay? So again, this sort of... Ooh, where do I go? Like a puzzle. It's like a Zelda puzzle. Like, where do I go? Oh, can I go down here? I might actually be able to squeeze down there, or maybe you feel like you can't. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. Or, oh, I think maybe this way is a better route for me to go down. I think I can pull it off here. That's a lot what this game is about. Whereas in SnowRunner, it's less of a mind tease, if that's the proper word. Brain puzzle, whatever. I know what I'm trying to say. I'm just not explaining it properly. This will make you think more, is what I'm saying. If you want SnowRunner with no trailers, and you want to get mind-fucked like Zelda, then absolutely get this game. You know, I'm on the verge of just like saying, fuck it. I'm just gonna... Exactly. That was really weird. I had to play with my audio interface and re-enable a feature to bring the sound back. Because when I crashed my truck, it just sort of, well, it didn't sort of, it completely botched it. And I do have unlimited fuel with this transmission. That's what's kind of cool about some of these trucks. You just play the way that you want to play. Mods definitely make this game a lot more accessible. It's very important to have those parts. And yes, it's going to sound rude, and it's going to sound like something that's been overstated multiple times. Playing this game, the more I play this game, the more I am excited for its franchise, because there's a good amount of people that are excited for this game, and they have every right to be excited for this game, because it's a completely different, unique experience. But it just reminds me of how grateful I am to have been part of the SnowRunner community for all the years that it's been out. And so thankful as well that the game is going to continue receiving support. That is like a big, oh my god. Because remember now, this game is not replacing SnowRunner. That was discussed in another video of mine really quickly. You don't have to worry about that. It's not like, oh, this is it. Because they've explicitly stated that this game does not replace it. It's to run concurrently with it side by side, which I very much appreciate. I could have gone down by the water. Tires, lift kits, all those things make an astronomical difference in this game. It virtually removes a lot of the challenges. But it's more than just removing the challenges. Sometimes it removes the impossibility, because if you don't have certain mods, like lift kit, certain tires, certain tire size, you're not getting through. It's practically impossible. But again, I felt like a slight varied environment here that I would be able to prove to you that this is in fact pretty decent. Okay, so we have to go... Oh, there's a bird. There's more wildlife in this game than in the fishing game. Angler, Call of the Wild. You know, the game all about the wildlife? Yeah. They have a fishing game, they have no wildlife. There's more of it in this fucking game. Can't throw a couple of birds. Okay, so we are going to go this way. Pay close attention, not to what I'm saying, but the rocks, the terrain, the bushes, the water, the reflections, everything. Yeah, and for me, a lot of the replay value in some of these games is, truthfully, it's like once you're done everything, like in SnowRunner, you've unlocked all the different parts of the maps, you've cleared out the logs, you've rebuilt bridges and stuff like that, you've rescued a bunch of trucks. It truthfully is just grabbing your preferred truck and just free roaming wherever the hell you want. To me, that's the replay value. You just love the overall gameplay loop of the driving, and you love it so much, the physics of the driving so much, that you enjoy driving without there actually being an objective, because you've done them all. To me, that's when you know you got an amazing game. Like The Witcher 3, I beat it. I'm post-game, done everything, 100% the game, but I'm still roaming around now on Marsh Death or whatever the hardest difficulty is, because now a simple wolf or a little goblin roaming around in the swamp can kick my ass if I'm not careful. So just the overall gameplay loop, the world, right, the graphics, just roaming around, the dynamic weather, the music, just everything about the game for me is just so amazing that now just roaming around doing really nothing productive is so enjoyable. And that's when you know you've landed upon something wicked cool for yourself. This is a game where, with all due respect, once I'm done all the expeditions and I'm done talking about it, and again, this is not hate, I'm just gonna go back to SnowRunner, and there's nothing wrong with that. And some people, they're gonna do the opposite, and they're gonna come to this game. Well, I'm glad that you found something that you want to go back to. It's a wonderful feeling. It's like I play predominantly on PlayStation, but I have an Xbox, and you'll have some people going, oh my god, how could you play on an Xbox or a PlayStation? Why would you? But because they enjoy it. Who cares what people enjoy? Or not who cares, because you care. Why care what someone enjoys? Just fucking let them enjoy it. Really not that big of a deal. So here, the water's not that deep. We can see that. But I still want to do this because why not? Some of the shortcomings of this game, too, is, say you want to go back to the garage, you won't get your truck repaired and refueled when you recall it. If you're on another map, you can't recall it. You can't bring another truck over once you've started your expedition. You see it through, or you don't. You know what I mean? Like, there's no in between. So again, it's a different approach in this game than SnowRunner. You truthfully have to practically get SnowRunner out of your head. In the long term. In the short term, fine. Make a quick few comparisons. Oh, it's interesting. Oh, okay. And then after that, it's like, this ain't SnowRunner 2. Or it would be called such. As such, right? It's called something else because it is something else. Oh, it feels completely different. That's because it is completely different. I'm just saying. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the gameplay here. I think I've... Not sort of. I think I've proven my point. Now with this game. It's fun. I am enjoying it, like I said. It's just... Okay? Yeah, like I said, I'm going to have to do this Skeletal riches. I suppose I'll go here on my own. I'll do this. I mean, maybe for my VIPs, if they want to stick around and watch me struggle, maybe I will. Ooh, but then there's over here. Yeah. Oh boy. There's that one there that I gotta go to. There's that one over there. That one there. Oh, yeah. Maybe I do need to go to the one that's the furthest away. And how I would do that, I think, is coming back across here. So that's kind of how you tackle it, right? You just sort of, whatever. You know, you would sort of give yourself a path and be like, I think I'm going to start heading in that, like, sort of direction, in that general vicinity. I'm only going to do this for a moment. This is just to be funny. When I say for my VIPs, let's be real. I don't even have normal subscribers that watch my regular content, let alone VIPs. But you're all VIPs, because you're the reason I'm getting paid. The people that watch are the reason that I'm able to afford some of the games. Not all of them, but some of them. Yeah, let's drive through the tree, because that'll work. See, and now it updates to the next point you have. It doesn't show you all of them, otherwise you would get sort of lost and confused. We're in the red. Nobody wants to go in the red. They want to go in the brown. I'm not even sure that was PG. I hit the tree simply because I didn't want to take a sharp turn to the right. I felt like a... Oh. We don't want to do that, do we? Or do we? We might want to do that. Oh, shit. Mama. Yeah, no. No, we're not doing it. Let go. Let go. We're not doing that. We gotta take it seriously. Holy macaroni and cheese. We don't want to fall. Maybe I should have ended the video when I did. I'm sure there's somewhere. Again, it's a puzzle. Like, where do we go? Do we go here? Reminds me of that song from Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine, Where Do We Go Now? I'm really wondering that. I have that part of the song stuck in my head now. Oh, where there you go. That's where you go. You stay out of the water and you just drive around. Who would have thought? I'm gonna end up with no wheels. You really gotta be careful with your speed. This ain't Forza. Because even if you see what appears to be a small rock, a small bump, and you fuck around, you go too fast, you're gonna lose it. Maybe I'm too close. Thank you, Lord. I was too close. Kumbaya. Yeah, because I'm really nervous there. I think, I'm not sure those things that you put there are permanent. So that when you free roam afterwards, and no, I'm not going to make a video on that. Yay! For some reason, I thought I had to do all of them, but I didn't. See, this is where you could technically continue, because a lot of people will be like, oh, you can't free roam. Well, I know what they mean by that, but you really got to be technical. I made a total of 42G, but look at my money at the top right. Elon Musk can't even touch me. I am the Musk of expeditions. Well, that's cool. Wow, I completed an expedition. I feel accomplished. Even though I cheated and used some mods that are ungodly powerful. That is not the point. Alright. For real, it's over. Thumbs up if you liked the video. I forget if I already said that. You know what to do. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.